Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Majestix Heroclix Podcast. If you like our content, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out. If you're interested in learning more about the Bronze Age format and the Majestix Open Series, please check out openseries.majestixccg.com. Also, if you want to learn about Heroclix strategies, tactics, and lists from the game's top players, please visit majestixccg.com/apex-insiders. Lastly, if you're looking for Heroclix singles, please visit our eBay stores at stores.ebay.com/MajestixHeroclix and stores.ebay.com/ClicksCollective. All the links for everything I just talked about is below in the description. And again,
my name is Jeff, and as always, my co-host Patrick. What's going on, man?
We're back, man. We're back. Man, we were MIA for a while because you went on vacation.
Yeah, I've been on vacation for basically a month.
Well, were you guys back in school at all? Or were you still doing everything at home?
We've been done with school since the end of May.
Oh, okay.
Go back.
But when you were in school, was it still at home, or where is it actually?
Oh, we were at home.
Oh, okay. So
basically, we were all at home.
Okay, but not coming up, right? You're gonna start like in August, right?
Yeah, second week in August we start.
So almost like 5 weeks.
3,
yeah. But we now have passed the July threshold, and there's still no rise and fall.
Dun, dun, dun. So ironically, I was super excited when I saw that release date on Alliance. I was like, oh, I can plan my vacation out. Quinn, we can do it here. It's coming up. I'm like, oh man, hope it doesn't come while I'm gone. All right, I made plans. Yeah. It'll work out. I'll have someone pick it up for me. They'll run the event and it'll be fine. Still didn't come the whole time I was gone. Came back.
Meanwhile, Italy got theirs.
Hey,
yeah, we're recording on Monday night, the 19th, so people know. We still don't have it, right? And Italy already got theirs.
So backwards, because we usually get ours like months ahead of theirs.
Before, yeah, and they're usually complaining we haven't gotten ours yet.
I know,
it's like the
all the time,
but right. But because we waited long enough, rotation hit. So let's just talk about that real quick, like what we lost. We won't really go into what's in modern because there's still the Clicks Cup going on this weekend, but also if and when Rise and Fall comes, that's going to change what the metagame is going to look like. So I don't really want to comment on it too much because let's say if they announce it comes out next week, whatever. And there's some more events, and it's going to change because there's a whole bunch of new things coming out,
Yeah, it's not even going to be legal for the Clicks
Cup.
Yeah,
exactly. So we'll just wait. Maybe the next one, if it's not out yet, we could talk about the Clicks Cup events. But from what I hear, they should be getting about 80-ish players, maybe more.
Yeah, 80 to 90.
That's pretty good, man.
For the weekend, just to be very, very big event.
Yeah.
All right, so here we are. I'll just go over the quick 5-figure booster sets that we're losing in rotation. We got DC Heroclix Batman Animated Series, Marvel Heroclix Secret Wars Battle World, and Marvel Heroclix EarthX.
Dude, that's well, it's not that much.
Compared to what we should have lost.
Yeah, normally. But I think part of it to me is because there was nothing last year, so it's like you didn't have a chance to play all your stuff, so let's give you another year.
And I remember these sets getting a lot of play in the WKOs prior to everything shutting down. Like they had in-depth play. Like the Trouble Alerts were around for a while. Vulture had his time in the sun.
Yeah, so there's
I don't know.
So okay, let's look at the main ones from animated series. Aside from the Trouble Alerts, are the objects, right?
Yeah, that Venom harness.
Because the main one being Venom harness, and I don't think there was anything else right in there. Maybe there might have been.
Once upon a time, you had your Maxi Zeus team.
Oh God, that was janky. But it's really just the Trouble Alerts, right?
I believe so. Just kind of scrolling through.
What were the other ones? Like
just
there was like the rare Bruce Wayne that was okay, but you needed to play like Batman Beyond or whatever.
Yeah, definitely Trouble Alerts were
it's
the
just
highlight.
that, right? So that's not nothing, because The maps.
The maps.
The maps. That was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never mind. They're there. The maps, and then a couple
Ha
objects.
ha ha. Hacienda. Poison
Yeah.
Ivy's greenhouse for the big ones.
And then the Iceberg Lounge. That's probably one of the most played
excuse me,
ones.
I forgot about that one. Sorry,
Yeah,
Tyler.
that might have been the most played map, I believe, right at the time, because it was the easiest way to steal their objects because of the seals.
Yeah, or to trigger a retell.
Yeah,
because you're bugging people.
So those are big. Yeah, I think the map thing is good too, because 2 of those maps were shorter starting areas, right? Like
the 4x4s or something.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, so that's that one, and then the next set was Secret Wars.
Secret Wars Battle World.
Yeah. Was there anything other than like maybe the Chase Panther, right?
Alex Wilder saw a good amount.
Oh
of
yeah,
play.
he did. He definitely did. Yeah, for sure with the keywords. But I feel like it's the Chase Panther.
Yeah.
Right. There was a lot of him being played.
Nothing really. Big boy Panther.
There you go.
Boy
That's
Panther.
the guy. Yeah, and both mostly they were using the 150 point version, but I have seen a few of the 250 point guys being played.
Yeah. Honestly, I think they both won some events at both point lines.
Well, I know Tony won. I think he won states with this guy at one point.
Yeah.
Because he paid the points for the Earth X Wakanda map, and then so he gets to like re-roll his super sensors or whatever. Yeah, this is pretty strong, right? So yeah, there's that, and then I want to say, can you scroll up a little bit?
Sheriff Steve had his moment in the sun.
Okay, so Sheriff Strange was another one.
Yes.
However, the caveat, there's a little asterisk here, I guess, is he was around when ID cards were in.
Yes.
As soon as the ID cards left, he was almost non-existent, because you're kind of paying more. You're overpaying the points, because some of those points are into that effect of the double power action. But
nowadays he'd be like a 30-point figure.
Yeah, or like okay, let's say 40, right? Because I think 30 is that's a stop click for 30. That's really good. Maybe I would say 40, 45. But also with the RCE it makes him better, right? Because it's 11-4.
Yeah, now that it's passive.
Yeah.
Knocking somebody back.
But when Silver Age hits, like regular Silver, he should see a lot of play, I believe, because there's going to be ID cards in that.
Everyone's going to play ID cards. Yeah. X-Men's for days.
And then the other sheriff we saw was Steve.
Yeah. The common.
This one, it's interesting because it's a common, so like you think, oh, maybe he's not that good. But man, that trait is amazing, right?
Yeah. No one is above the law. Leadership: when Sheriff Steve Rogers or an adjacent friendly character is attacked, the attacker cannot positively modify or replace their attack value.
That's really strong. He's got 18 deflection. They're basically hitting a 10 or 11 on 18 like all the time, and he has leadership, so that helps fulfill the requirement that you need for most teams with leadership. Yeah. And past and soldier are good keywords now. Like PD's... soldier he can easily be on the Spider Family teams, just even soldier teams, but also past, right? Isn't like he could play on Doom teams?
Yeah, all that variant.
Yeah. So this saw some play, but I believe this guy was underappreciated, undervalued in my opinion. Probably because he's a common. But it is really tough if you're playing a defense shell and they can only hit a 10, with a 10 or 11 attack. That's tough.
Yeah.
So, all right. So I guess that's it for this. And then the last one,
I think it was Captain Marvel movie too. Oh, and Earth X.
No, let's go Earth X for it. Yeah. This one, let's look at the objects. Which are the main ones, right? It's
definitely the arms.
The arms were one. Was there anything else? But the arms was probably the most, right?
Mini Slayer saw a lot of play in regular bronze, but that's gonna stay around.
But in modern, that's nothing. Oh,
Venom Symbiote.
The Venom Symbiote, yeah. So Venom Symbiote, Arc Arms, the two huge ones, and then the Stark Tower, the location stuff, man. The Stark Tower, Wakanda Earth X. The Stark Tower is a huge one. I think aside from the lounge, would you say this was the second most played?
Definitely, if like tied for first with it.
Yeah, if not tied for first. And then obviously the big one in the room here is Vulture Prime.
Oh boy.
And obviously the new rules on him make him just tamed. So if you think about it, he's just okay now.
Yeah.
He's not broken. He's just good, right? He's still good because if he can still attack 3 or 4 times, right? Because like let's say he had Flurry, he can attack Flurry, that's 2. And he can regular attack, that's 3, and then he can object attack 4.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not your like 50,000 attack thing, whatever. But I mean, 4 attacks for a 50-point guy that can get around, it's pretty strong.
Seems very, very much more manageable.
Yeah, and that's not even counting if like somehow you give him, I don't know, some other effect. Well, I mean, I guess he'd have to KO someone, so you need to be able to use effects, attack powers that are dealing damage. Otherwise, he's not going to do it. Because like you gave him mind control, but that's not going to do anything, right?
Yeah.
Because he needs to KO. Okay. Anything else from here?
The skull got a little.
Oh
play.
yeah, for sure. The skull did. There were definitely teams trying to abuse his ability. How about the that the Captain America, the Earth X one here?
The title character?
He was okay, yeah.
Daredevil.
Like he was right. Oh yeah, Daredevil's a huge one. Oh yeah, this is if you want to go to the sort of unkill or hard to kill team, this is the one. And then the Resilient, Cap Resilient. Yeah, it's up a little bit.
There he is.
This is
He gave a free move, right?
Yeah. So, if you played him with Shredders, they got just the free ping. But he also
like
just
that's
gets
not
to
the right
attack, right?
Huh?
Didn't he just attack? He can just move one and then make attack? Yeah.
Yes.
So he was pretty easily, like, his effect was really good for title abilities because his +1 makes him attack, which now satisfies the did you attack requirement of the title.
So he's
ability.
not taking the damage.
Yeah, and he has defend with perplex with a high stats. Yeah, this guy was good. 12 attack too. Like that's strong, right?
Yeah, running shot 12, perplex.
Yeah, this guy was cool. Maybe 80 points is on the high end, but he's strong, man. I like this guy.
And for a little bit, the chases. I know Venom Spider-Man was seeing some play.
Yeah, a little bit.
In the beginning, Venom Cap.
And Venom Cap for sure. Like monster teams. Yeah. And I think is that it for this one? Not that. It's just a few. So far, most of the ones that we've been seeing are objects and location bonuses.
Yes.
Okay, let's go back into that other page, and then let's look at the other sets so we can just go over them. So Captain Marvel movie, and then these are the Connolly's. Okay, let's go back to the Captain Marvel movie real quick. I thought there was more. It's Coulson, right? That's the main one.
Yeah,
because he was great taxi for them.
And then if you were a fan of Hulk Korath combo or Wendigo Korath combo,
but in modern that wasn't legal. We're just
the
talking
Wendigo
about
Korath was.
Oh yeah, Wendigo. Yeah, you're right. It's that is one. That's correct. Well, because you said Hulk, that sounds like wait, no, that doesn't work. Yeah, that one, the Korath Wendigo there, that works, and then Phil Coulson, right? Is there anything else from here? Little dudes? No.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, wasn't the Skrull Technician? Was that the one?
Yeah, but nobody played Skrulls.
No. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah,
now.
if a Skrull Technician increased the result of shape change roll by 1.
Yeah. You know what's funny about this is like if you just gave him shape change.
Yeah.
With the new Skrulls team ability, he's just what is he? Just it's like a
+2.
It's a 3 through 6, right?
Yeah. Jeez.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, but it doesn't do anything. But yeah,
never hitting him.
Okay, so and then now let's look at the not the Connolly's. I guess Connolly's too.
Yeah. What does Bruce do here? Like Power Woman, Got some play
Starro.
because the extra action.
Well, the first one, Starro,
Yeah, Starro got a lot of
for
lot
sure.
of play.
Howlman some. What else is here? Lockjaw. That's a huge one.
Lockjaw probably
bunch
saw the
of
most play out
Lockjaw
of all
cards,
of them.
Yeah. And then I believe, there's Tri-Sentinel. That's a huge one. Oh, so there's like less and less Retaliators coming out now in Modern, right? This is like, it's basically the X-Men animated stuff, and then like the pseudo Retaliators that they've come out since.
Mm-hmm.
But not like straight up Retaliators. Like this is like one of the last bastions of hope.
Hopefully we'll see another set.
More, yeah. And then,
well, they just came out with the Fulcrum Abominus.
Yeah, so that's one. That's another one that's in, right? But like that one's just a regular retail. It just punches, correct?
Yeah.
Like this one was just like a pulse wave and it broke stuff. Like
yeah,
they've definitely tamed the Retaliators for sure.
Jeez, yeah.
Yeah. Lila Cheney is probably the only one I can think of on this, right?
Yeah. Her carry so good.
Yeah, even though X-Men teams were not as played until recently when House of X was out.
Yeah.
Though Brad Boyles did go to the finals in 2 big events, one of them online and one of them the Tank Open over there in Card Addiction, where he played a Lila Cheney X-Men team.
Yeah.
So that
with
definitely will,
just like very aggressive.
That'll definitely hurt the team, though there could be other ways to go around it. Like if you look at Storm, for example, the new one, we could talk about that in a bit. But for sure, Lila's probably the only one from that, right? So
yeah.
So speaking of
many
quick,
friends.
let's just go over. Let's just
mostly
go over real quick. Let's look at that new legacy card that popped up today, because this is what I wanted to talk about real quick. For a second, I thought that we were only going to get 7.
Oh, geez.
Because we didn't remember, we didn't hear anything from this. But thanks to the Heroclix Italy, we have the spoiler for the Storm Legacy card. It's not bad too. Of course, free smoke. Of course, right? Free smoke is always good. However, smoke and stealth aren't what they used to be. So it's not as, to me, this is an upgrade. Okay. So first of all, let's look at the keywords. Yeah, go ahead.
She's got Morlocks, Utopia, Wakanda, X-Men, Deity, and Ruler.
So the old card only had 2, the Deity and the X-Men. So they added 4 more keywords here.
Yeah, it's huge.
Like the Ruler and Wakanda, I think, are big, because Ruler definitely puts you in the company of Latveria and the Spider Family. So she already has versatility there. And then Wakanda, there's a lot of cool Wakanda things going on. A lot of cheap stuff, a lot of efficient. So maybe she could just fit right on there. But then let's look at that trait that they added. They replaced the X-Men ability trait that she used to have, where I think it's when she moves, she can use X-Men as free.
Okay.
Like when she's given a move action after actions resolve or after resolutions, she can use X-Men TA for free. They changed that to this, and I think this is better.
So Born to Lead, Leadership, and then Passenger 2. I cannot read that other part.
But only if they share a keyword.
Okay, perfect.
So this is now your taxi if you're playing these kind of teams, because she can carry multiple people, right? Of course, it's not as cool as carrying 3 or 4, but hey, more than one is pretty good. And she's leadership. That's pretty important, you know. And then the attack power used to be free smoke cloud, but now it changed it to an offensive power. Now I think this has potential.
So energy explosion. When Storm uses it, opposing characters within 2 squares of the original target are considered adjacent from the original target, or
adjacent to the original target.
Yeah, that's really good.
So if they're trying to space out, they have to space out farther, and that's usually hard. It's hard to do that. But what's cool about, I think, this ability Of course, she only has. She's if you look at the stat later, she's only a 10 attack with like a 6 range or whatever. I guess you could look at the next page for the stat. Yeah. But what's cool about this ability, this power, is if they're like behind a barrier or behind a wall or behind or like an elevated, but they're just within 2, they will still get hit. Right? Yeah. Because it doesn't say within line of fire or like whatever adjacent. It's just within 2. So if there's like a match where they're kind of like spacing their guys out and they're trying to hide, like it makes it harder because you can still energy explosion through walls and elevated. I think that's pretty cool.
Give this woman psychic penetrating blast.
Yes, exactly right. Of course, the other issue with her is she's gonna have a 10 attack with a 6 range only, but she doesn't have a movement attack as well. So for her to be able to get that attack, you're gonna have to TK her up, or you're gonna have to give her a like running shot or something. So because of that, maybe that power is wasted. Maybe, I guess it's, who knows? Maybe someone might just decide to just, or we see something and she gets running shot, now she does that or whatever. But she still has perplex, which helps. So perplex leadership 50 points of taxi. I mean, I wish she was 40, but 50 for what she does is pretty good. The stats are low, obviously 8, 10, 17, 2, right?
Yeah.
And
those are the original stats, right?
Yeah, those are original stats. 5 clicks, she doesn't get pulse wave in the back, whatever. But you're like, why is there deflection on the back and not in the front? Like, why isn't that the other way around? Well, because the old rules were when she used to have smoke cloud for free, which means she could be in stealth. But also what that meant was, like, if she's in stealth, she's like really in stealth. The new rules, you can just walk up to her and then outwit her.
Yeah.
Right. And then also, like, the smoke cloud isn't going to stop you from walking through it anyway. So that's why it looks kind of weird. You're like, she has stealth with her power set being the energy. This really should be running shot instead of stealth, right?
Yeah.
It would be much better, but whatever.
Because there's like enough perplex in the X-Men to give her like a 13 pretty easily, so like she can hit through some walls.
Yeah, but like what I'm saying is like the power set. It's the power, like how they made her now. It kind of doesn't fit because they gave her like an offensive energy explosion power, but the original dial was not an offensive piece.
Yeah.
That's why they gave her smoke cloud and stealth, because it was supposed to be more of a support. But now that they gave her an offensive power without an offensive ability to use that power, it looks kind of awkward.
It's very wasted.
Yeah. So like stealth with no smoke cloud is kind of tough, and no deflection for protection. She could just die. So whatever. But look, 50 points, perplex, leadership, taxi.
Solid.
I feel like you'll see her. She also has the X-Men team ability, so maybe on certain teams she could use that team ability. Whatever, remains to be seen. We'll see. My inkling is we probably won't see her, except for like on like a dedicated Wakanda team at some point, because Wakanda
taxi.
Yeah, right. Because Wakandans, they don't fly, they don't taxi, so she might be the next best thing. Whatever. So
drop off.
All right, so we got that. Yeah. So let's what's the next thing we're gonna cover?
Let's see. We did. Let's do some bronze stuff.
No. We do last.
Oh, okay. Then the erratas and clarifications.
Let's look at this, because this fits into all the modern stuff right now. We'll do those at the end. So there have been some clarifications that WizKids have put up, and erratas too, right? Because people are asking all kinds of questions about Immortal Hulk and what about at no cost versus free, blah blah blah. So now they told us.
They have spoken.
So, they have spoken. So go ahead, and I guess we'll go down to each of the bullets that
all right. So reference to at no cost as now free. This clarification ensures that any action that used to be given at no cost now follows the format of actions being given as free. Instead, note that this will now prevent characters from repeating the same action as free unless the character receives a specific errata stating otherwise. They must be playing using the new rules. Also, this clarification applies to powers and abilities specifically addressed in the pack.
Okay, so that clarifies what at no cost is now for sure now changed to officially free, which is actually pretty big because
Change
things
a lot
that
of
check
stuff.
things that check for free actions, number one, will, things that limit to one, that's a big one. The other thing too is now it's just inherently you can't do it more than once because now because at no cost is not a thing, kind of.
Yeah.
You have to still follow the rule of you can only use a free action of something once, just like outwit or perplex. So that kind of well, in my opinion, they didn't even need to change this like this, because this is how it was before the Thor set came out.
Yeah.
So basically what they're saying is, oops, we made a mistake and we're going to go back to the way it was, right?
Yeah.
Because this is exactly how it was
4
before.
years later.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, well, that sucks because people were learning. We're just like, you basically learned to get off of that, and now you have to go back onto that again. It's like, oh my gosh, really? Because remember what they were saying before. If you looked at an old article on their future changes in the Thor rules, they specifically wanted to eliminate nested actions.
Actions within actions.
Yeah, what does that mean? That means an action within an action. So the rules now is power so charge is power, half move, and then a close as free. That could be kind of confusing. Before, this was their reasoning was because they didn't want to confuse you with like multiple actions in one action. So they just wanted to do one at a time. And if they wanted to trigger something extra, it wouldn't be an action. It'd just be its own separate thing. That's why they put at no cost. So before charge, after you move, it's you do the thing at no cost. So you don't get confused with a free. Because what they wanted to do is they wanted to resolve any action completely before you do another action.
Like perplex or
yeah. So because that's how their philosophy was, how they intended it to be, they had to change how charge and hypersonic and whatever running shot, they had to change how they worked, because each of them had an action within the action. So if their idea was we want every action to resolve completely before doing the next one, they had to take that out. Otherwise, it would just be charge, and then you're done. And then the next action is you just attack. But because they're combined in one, there's like, oh, we want it to be one, where we wanted you to be able to move and attack. So in order for that to take out no cost, which to me made sense if that was the reasoning. But now they went back, so obviously they just completely turned it all like they just flipped it the other way around again. So what everything they just before that was like null and void, right?
Thanks.
But how does this affect at no cost things? It's still as free. Now, if they wanted things to trigger multiple times, they're gonna say it's gonna trigger multiple times.
Yeah.
Like Jason Wingard, his errata says you can do it multiple times. I believe there's like, is there a thing here in Hawkeye and Vulture at all by any chance?
No, they didn't go that far back. They only did the modern stuff.
Because what they were saying was Hawkeye and Vulture intended to be used. They wanted them to be able to use their charge and running shot multiple times in a turn, just like Jason could do. However, you still have to follow the rule of the second part, the attack portion of the running shot and charge, which is free, make a close cap or range caps, right? You can do the charge and running shot all the time as long as you meet the requirements, but you cannot do the same action on their attack more than once
Multiple
in a turn.
times, yeah.
So that means if they're going to, if Vulture is going to flurry, he cannot flurry again, but he can do like an object attack.
Mm-hmm.
And if he kills someone there, then he could just do a regular attack, just like a vanilla plane attack. As long as you can keep meeting requirements of different types of close or range, you can keep going. But it's very limited. So that's why I think that's okay, because you can still get the multiple uses that they're intended to be used and like what they intended them to do, but it's not broken anymore where you're just attacking like 20 times
The whole team.
whereas like before, Hawkeye can literally attack every single piece on your team. So if you have 8 guys, he can attack 8 times as long as
be gone. And be back halfway
and then
across the
gone
board
or whatever. And Vulture, as long as he keeps killing, he could just keep attacking, and then he can stack the charges with the flurry. So now they eliminated all that. It's okay. So I think going forward, if they're going to do something where they want the guy to do multiple times, they will. You're still going to have to follow the free action portion. The closest thing I could think of right now is Doppelganger, because they didn't have to do anything with Doppelganger, because it's just like, look,
yeah,
he can charge flurry, he can charge again if he hits the Doppelganger Prime, right? Yeah, and he just can't flurry again because he had already used flurry as free.
Yeah,
and then now he has to just do regular attack, whether it's object attack or just a vanilla attack, right? Which kind of makes him a little bit worse, because like before they wanted him to be able to flurry twice.
Yeah.
Now let me pose this thing. Let me see if Doppelganger, because there's a way around it. However, you have to do it differently. Okay, perfect. So let's say Doppelganger's already next to the person, right? Next to the bad guy. You can flurry as your close action, and then you hit twice. Then you charge, and then you can flurry again.
Yep.
So that's how you can
flurry
do
is
it.
free.
Because it's not flurry is free, because it's not from the charge, it's from the flurry. So that there are little ways around it, right? I guess the same with like Hawkeye. Hawkeye could do the same thing, right? Like Hawkeye could just stand and just do a regular like pen blast attack or something. Whatever, just regular attack, and then he can running shot after and then do that for free, so you can keep going. Yeah, right. It's kind of that thing. But and I did you get to the portion? I guess get to the part that, because we're already on it, that says like after resolutions for like things like Quake and whatever.
Yeah.
Quake and Incap, right?
If a powered ability allowed to use Quake at no cost, either within an action or as part of a triggered effect, the effect is now instead an effect that states make a close attack using Quake and must target all adjacent opposing characters. And then the same thing goes for Incap. It's now instead an effect states make an attack using Incap and must give an action token. So they're not going to let you.
Yeah.
Oh, I make it a close attack. I have blades. I'm going to switch.
Yeah.
So they're like.
So what they're doing is if you see it's the wording here, like, so why are they making a distinction? Because Quake and Incap are now passive. It's not activated through its own close action. So they have to make a distinction of, you just make the attack, which is very important here, because it can you read the part again where it just says it now reads
make a close attack using blah 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 blah, and must target all adjacent opposing characters if it's Quake. Incap, it must give an action token.
Yeah, right. So what they're saying is, because it's passive, in order for this to work, you have to use the actual power. So in the case of Quake, you're gonna deal 2 damage no matter what. And the Incap, you have to give them tokens, which means you're not going to do the regular stuff. But what's important to note here, it doesn't say free make an attack. It just says make an attack.
Yeah.
Right. So that is important because it doesn't reference free, which means later on, if you want to trigger something as free, you could still do it, right?
Yeah. I think it's still as free. Because it says that if the power and ability allowed you to use in-cap. Oh no, if a power and ability allows you to use
No,
in-cap, it
at no
says free. But
cost.
if it's at no cost,
Yes.
it's this other thing instead.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Which means you can combine that with the one above it where it says as free.
Mhm.
So if you have an effect that says after resolutions, use in-cap at no cost. You're just gonna in-cap them, but it's not gonna be free. And you have an effect like, let's say you have the lasso on that person, and the lasso says in-cap as free. You could still use in-cap as free. So you're using both technically as free, but one of them doesn't actually say free.
Okay.
Right? Which is how you can get around using it twice. Why is this important? Well, if you're doing it, if you're like, let's say after you use charge, you can use in-cap at no cost. Let's just say that. Let's say that's the thing. And then you have an effect that also says in-cap is free. You charge, hit. You now use the in-cap at no cost, so it's just make an attack, hit, and then you free in-cap. So for one action you hit 3 times, now you can troublemaker. That's why it's very important to like distinguish the
3 different attacks.
Right. Or let's say you missed all 3 of those attacks. Oh, then you're a trouble alert. That's so there are little things that, especially if you're going to play in bronze, that you're going to have to look at all these things because there are little leeways that you can loopholes that you can find to maximize the effectiveness of the new rules, I guess you could say. Okay, now the other one was they really talked about the safeguard aspect, right?
Yes.
Because people have like safeguard, pen blast, like onslaught.
Mm-hmm.
Safeguard. There's another one that's, I believe I don't know, someone will say like safeguard, exploiters, whatever, right? Things that are specifically that were activated as an action, so you couldn't do it before. But now that they're passive, they have to make a distinction of how it's going to interact. So I guess that's that should be on here, right? Yeah, go ahead.
So reference to protected, this is referencing the all capitals, is now considered the same as safeguard.
Okay.
This clarification shows that safeguard key phrase now replaces protected key phrase, but all effects function the same as before. Note that this clarification does not apply to the lowercase protected key phrase. Later on, they go to clarify if a character has protected psych pin or protected exploit, it can be targeted with attacks by the character that can use either of those powers, but treats the penetrating damage dealt by this effect as non-penetrating damage instead.
Yeah, exactly.
If a character has protected in-cap, capital P, it can't be targeted with attacks by that character. It can be targeted by can be targeted with attacks by the character that can use the power, but can't be given action token by the effect.
So they're just clarifying how it's going to work with the passive stuff. Because I remember when they first got these rules. Remember, I asked in our chat.
Yeah.
So this onslaught just wreck people that just have pen blast because he has protected pen blast, right?
Yeah.
So you have to safeguard pen blast. So because pen blast is passive, they have to always use it so he can never take damage
Just
from
never
them.
target them. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why they did this, because I'm like, well, they need to clarify, because for me, it's always on.
Yeah.
Right?
No, that was the same.
It's always on.
That was my interpretation.
Yeah. And so they definitely said, okay, now it's this. So that shows you for future effects, because that they had to do this for onslaught. I think he's like the main one, I think, because he's still in modern. He is a pretty big piece in the format. I'm trying to think of, I don't know, are there other pieces that just have like protected whatever.
I feel like there is. I just can't
Like
think
whatever.
of it.
If they have like protected RCE or CCE, I don't know.
Yeah, or mind control, or
Yeah, but the mind control isn't mind control an action in itself, or is it passive? It's not passive.
I thought
Correct?
it was passive now.
No, I'm pretty sure
No.
it's not. No way, because then that means you're attacking, and then you're also gonna mind control them. Is that right?
It's you have to choose the damage. You can't do both.
Well, okay. Do you have? Let's bring it up because I
I don't
thought
have
you
my.
put it.
Do you have a pack with you?
I'll get it right here.
As my screen loads, let's pull up the pack.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm right.
No, that's why I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure it doesn't work. It's not passive.
Oh, it's not.
It says close range.
Got it.
Yeah, because you have to specifically use this, just like how you have to use pulse waivers.
Yep, there it is.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
It's close range minimum, blah blah blah, instead of normal damage, blah blah blah. That's interesting. I feel like, yeah. Okay, so that one that's okay because like that one is specifically that power. So that is also why one of the reasons why they didn't have to explain mind control, correct? They had to
100%.
specifically use exploit and whatever pin blast. That makes sense. And then for incap. Okay, so and then the last one is a big one, I think, right? This is a big one, and I feel like they're sleeping on this in modern, man. I'm gonna be honest, dude. I really feel like this is not. They're falling asleep on this piece. Immortal Hulk right here.
Yeah.
Was the king of kind of like the king of the format at one point, almost, and then, or at least one of the top pieces, and he's fallen. You know why? Because it's not new.
Everybody plays that new hotness.
Yeah, but yeah, go ahead and read this. This one's
all right. So, errata. Additional trait: you wouldn't like me when I'm angry. If Immortal Hulk is on click 1 and is given an action token, either by an action or probably a incap of some sort, after resolutions, you may deal him 1 unavoidable damage. So
that's
official.
Huge. That's official. Yeah, good thing we did it right there.
Yeah.
That's huge because before, when you had to play him, you had to invest in the influence ring, and you had to invest in somebody picking it up and doing shit to him, right? Now you don't have to do any of that. So you save points and you save actions. He just does it. That's gross, dude.
Yeah, he's much more effective.
Holy crap.
Getting to his activation click.
Yeah, dude. And it also means like when he gets popped the first time, like let's say he gets popped and he goes back to click 1, he can just move and then go on that click again, and then he can just remove the tokens and then go, right? Like remove the 2 anger tokens hit. The old rules, he would have had, when you pop him, he would have had to push to get to that click. So he would have already needed to have already an action token on him.
Yeah.
So if you're able to pop him when he has no tokens, old rules, he'll go to click 1, and then he has to somehow get to click. So it's going to take him 2 more turns, right?
Yeah, he's going to have to sit there for him to.
Yeah, that's huge, man. Like that's a big deal that you're that you can't like that you can just do this as any action, right? Oh, sorry. My thing is dying here.
Yeah, it's not even a free. It's just like an after resolution thing.
Yeah, dude. So that means like what's awesome with him, then you could just move with him. Yeah. Just move the 6 squares up and then get him on that click and you're set. You know what's also cool about that is you can give him, let's say, I don't know, power gem, and then he just automatically activates.
Oh my god.
You just power action, you're done, right? You're set.
So
like yeah, for modern. So the implications, and I'll tell you right now, when we get to the bronze stuff, the implications of this guy in bronze, I think is insane because I played against it. I've seen one of the guys play it, and he's really, really strong, dude. It's like super strong. So if anything, the whole free action thing, which we'll talk about later too, like that's huge because he removes the 2 tokens to do free.
Yeah.
And he also has outwit. So like if you're doing the limit to the free action thing, you have to choose.
Yeah.
Actually,
I definitely think the limit to the free action thing is going to be.
Oh, that's huge. You know what? If you do when you for him, if you have the limit, let's say regular bronze, and you have green battery, I think he gets hosed pretty bad because it's free. Remove 2 tokens, right? And he can use charge as free, not at no cost. It's as free, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Well, with battery, you're not gonna be able to do it.
Dude, green battery is going to be
in regular
OP.
bronze. He's a hard counter, right? In regular bronze. In modern, is there any piece that stops multiple free actions?
Not that
I
I
feel
know
like
of.
I feel like they stopped that because there's so much free actions right now.
It'll be in the Empire set.
Oh, I know, right? Dude, you know what would be sick? What if it's a team up card? What if they come up with a team up card and it's like on someone and then that team up card becomes like $100 because you need to play it and the piece is actually good.
Unlike the Corsair one.
Oh God. Okay. That's it for those things, right?
Yeah.
Now we talk about the goods.
All right. So into bronze. All right.
So
Pat,
we're gonna talk about limited for now because that's what we've been doing because since we're slowly getting back into having people come to play, we do also like I mentioned we have a lot of newer players too, and also players who are coming back that have taken some time off, and we don't want to like I don't want, at least me, I don't want to like overwhelm them with giving them. Of course, we do modern, like whatever they do sealed modern, but like they want to play in the events where it's bronze, because a lot of them that do come back, let's say, they still have their pieces that they had from before, so they want to play them too. So, we just do limited, so we don't have to worry about them doing resources and ID cards. But some of the people that have lapsed, let's say, were around during like Thor, Avengers Infinity. So that's not that long ago, but that's actually not modern anymore. So like, that's like 3-4 years ago. So when they're coming back and they're like, can I still play? Well, yeah, you can still play our stuff for sure. I just don't want to throw in all the ID cards and stuff also, because then we're going to have to like do all that. So let's do this. And then eventually we're going to do it. But personally, I really like where limited is right now. For me, I haven't even really thought of regular bronze because of like the calculations on that.
So
it's like
with all
it's
the
like
new power combos, the in-depth thought process of what I can combine,
it's insane, right?
Dude, yeah. I go down a rabbit hole and I get lost.
That's why like I'm like, that's scary, man, because like one of the guys who did play bronze before that came back, so he sells like his power batteries and stuff. So he was actually talking about like, wait a minute, you're telling me that I can switch around my crossbows?
Yeah.
I can switch around my what's the boxing and then also switch out the scissors.
Scissors became good.
Yeah.
And no one ever played scissors before.
Yeah, he was like, holy crap. So he was like, so he went down a hole and he came up. I was like, that's awesome. But I'm like, I haven't really thought about it because it's so crazy. But like all the combinations that you could do now with all that, right? But with the new with the amount of things that you can do in bronze limited just by itself I think it's pretty satisfying right now. Really, you just got to bring your colossals if you play them. Some people don't even play the colossals because they just play like the little guys. So it's a lot of them just fit in a little box because there's no extra stuff.
Yeah.
There's no ID cards, extra whatever. It's like a couple objects maybe and then their team.
Yeah, Jimmy's team here looks real small.
Exactly. Depending on like how many trouble alerts you want or retaliators and whatnot, but there's gonna be like no Quinjet.
Yeah.
There's gonna be no Blackbird, whatever. Yeah, it's something like that. So then it makes it a little bit easier for them to also not only keep track but also just carry. and it's also helps me here. Just like build teams real quick if someone wants to play, so I can just put something together because I don't have to worry about getting all the I need to play an ID for this and my resource this. I mean, it's pretty quick, right?
Yes.
But we did have 2 bronze limited events winner maps. And the first one we had a pretty good showing though. Actually, I think we had like 8 or 10 players. Now actually we had 9, so it was 8 because like the person just dropped to keep it even. But I was gonna jump in. Like,
Yeah.
that's fine. Because I'm like, I want to play. I want to play the buy. I just wanted to play. I just wanted to play Nimrod. Like it's a rite of passage here to play against Nimrod. It's like, oh, it's so funny. Okay, so Jimmy Dow, he's one of the guys. Okay, he was around during Thor,
Got it.
and he lapsed, and he came back, and then he's like, I still have some Captain America stuff. Okay, just add it in a couple things, and then okay, let's play. So go ahead and Avengers +4, very simple but super potent. He probably should have went 4-0 that day, but he went 3-1, losing the game because he didn't realize something that I'll mention right now, which is really big. But he barely lost that game, but he ended up beating Anthony in the finals, who was playing the Faust family team, which was awesome.
Okay.
But yeah, go ahead. You go ahead and tell what it's an Avengers team. It's like a throwback kind of.
Yeah, so he's got Immortal Hulk, 100 points, 95-point Captain Marvel. That's the one that spits out the Chewie. You got 50-point Chase Thor, the one with the little lightning bolt marker, and everyone's favorite Prime, Black Leopard. But no increases on your stats.
There's more, though. He has a couple more. Yeah, there you go.
He's got 10 particles and the Joker canister, and looks like
just played on
Earth X Wakanda.
Yeah. And then he just has Trouble Dudes. Okay. So the move here, just so I know that this still works. Captain Marvel can hyper pick up and drop in the same turn, correct?
Seems legit.
Because she's moving twice, right?
Yeah.
Okay. They have to make sure that because this team has like no way to like pick up the pin particles on
turn 1
unless you do it Captain Marvel. And I was like, yeah, I was like, man, I hope I'm not wrong in this, but I'm like, yeah, you could do it. So okay, I was right. But check it out. He puts the pin particle on Hulk. Okay, and he makes him giant.
Yeah.
Okay, this is why I think now very important. People should know this if you're gonna play bronze. 2 of the most important objects in bronze you could play right now are Great Tot's hammer and pin particle. Why? Because they become giant, which means they can willpower on 3 through 6.
So good.
Which means Immortal Hulk is coming at you almost every turn. And because he's a giant, yes, right? Gross. This is why. So Immortal Hulk is big. So when you're attacking Captain Marvel, Chewie, Thor, or Black Leopard, guess what? He sees all of them. So he's constantly getting tokens. And he's running up there hitting you. The gas canister is there because in case he needs a Battle Fury on somebody, they can just like break the... they can just do that like a break object and then just put it on someone, right? So for example, Black Leopard, he isn't the greatest attacker from all of them, right?
No.
He can be, but for the most part, you're going to be attacking with Thor, Captain Marvel, and Immortal Hulk. You're doing massive amounts of damage. You don't want Black Leopard to get in there because he could just die. You kind of want to keep him in the back so he can see people so that they get their values down, right? So what he would end up doing is he could just like break the gas canister, and then it'll either pop on. He'll attach it onto either Thor, Captain Marvel, or Immortal Hulk, and then they go charging in.
Oh, jeez.
With the +1 attack and damage and Battle Fury, right? That's huge. So Thor is a good one because he does have charge, but he's a 4 damage base with 11 attack prob, right? So now he's a 12 attack for 5 damage. And if he's running in there and he picks up like a light on the way, he's doing 6.
Jeez.
For a 50-point guy, that's pretty strong, right?
He's going to get his points real quick.
Yeah. And he's only 50 points, and he has a stop click, so it's not that easy. Same with Captain Marvel. If Captain Marvel was hit, because like a lot of times, right, when you see Captain Marvel, you're always going to try to hit her off of the
hypersonic click.
Half of the hyper, right? And then let's say she gets onto, is her stop click a is the first stop click a charge click or no?
I think it's a running shot.
Because if it's running shot, then it's because maybe because when I was playing him, I was like, how did you get there? But then I just maybe because I just hit him to it. Captain Marvel, right? Okay. Yeah. So I think that's where I was. I hit him past it because when I was playing him when we were just testing, I hit him to the charge clicks, and then he broke the canister on her, and then she just charged with a +1/+1. So she's doing a 4 damage 11 attack or 4 damage 12 attack. So that helped a lot, and then of course there's still Chewie with the flurry blades and perplex. And then the biggest daddy of them all, Immortal Hulk, like, he does have Battle Fury, I believe, on that stop click. So if he's on that stop click, you don't have to worry about it. But if he's on the outwit click, he's even better because he has outwit, and then you can put the gas canister on him. Now he'll have charge, and now he's doing he's like a 12 attack, 5 damage flurry or something dumb like that.
Jeez.
But he ended up winning, but the one game he lost was because he didn't keep in mind he played 2 rounds like this. Okay, he played 2 rounds like this.
Oh no.
First round and the second round. He won the first round, and then he lost the second round. But he forgot to roll because he was playing against an in-cap team. Like the firstborn in-cap team where you just get tokens. Well, he forgot that Immortal Hulk is giant and he has willpower. So he was just getting locked down turn after turn. So he'd have to clear, and then he would just token him up again and just do nothing.
Oh my.
So he lost. Had he known that for the first couple turns, then like I think he just runs over that because she can just charge.
Yeah,
because like all you need to do is 1-3, and then he just hits you. And because he's a giant, it makes him easier to break away. He has a giant reach, things like that, But then he ended up winning the next 2 rounds after that. Like, I think the third round again, it was against a Doom Sky Tyrant team. It was he won those games like fairly easily because Hulk was just crazy.
Yeah.
And then he won the last round against Anthony because he popped. Dude, he popped Clone Shredder with Shark in 1 turn.
Jeez.
I was like, dude, how much damage? I was like, wait a minute. You popped both of them? So he was up, he was up 130 points like right away. So that's tough, right? Because that's like 130.
That's hard to come back.
It's hard, right? But then he kills other people, and now you have to fight Hulk. Like, oh man. So, I think this team is solid. It's weird because it's not your typical like bronze in terms of there's no retaliators and stuff.
Yeah.
And no big guys. However, Immortal Hulk with Pim Particles. I mean, look, he has two cards. He has 2 things here that are Bronze Age, right?
Yeah.
Pim and Joker's Canister, although Joker's is silver now. But that Pim Particles makes him, because I don't think in Modern you can make him that big, correct? Unless you play a piece that makes him giant.
Like Ant-Man does it sometimes, right? No.
Yeah. Does he though? I think
it's just tiny, right?
Yeah. But I don't think there's anyone that makes him giant, because if they did, then you probably do that route in Immortal Hulk, because getting that willpower is that's such a big deal.
Honestly, I thought the Pim Particles were on Leopard to make him big, so Immortal Hulk can just mess everyone up.
Originally it was Black Leopard. Okay, here's the problem: Black Leopard has to be within 6, so they can easily just running shot 7.
Shoot him down, yeah.
Shoot him down. And with Immortal Hulk being giant, he doesn't have a limit to what he sees. He just needs to see them. And then also when obviously once he realized that Immortal Hulk is a giant and he can just willpower up, it's done, right? You don't have to even worry about it anymore. But if you think about it, Immortal Hulk is kind of a retaliator because he does free and then charge. And for the most part, he's in the middle of the map with Hulk because he wants to be able to charge at any time.
Yeah, he wants to control the middle.
Yeah. So that was cool. There was a lot of cool teams now, and then the second one, which was this weekend, this one I think is this is a contender for one of the best teams in Bronze Limited right now. It's very close to what Adam Friedman played in terms of like the way you play it.
Okay.
It's basically a retail team, but it's a monster team too, right? He's +8, whereas I think Adam's team was like +10. But his was a Latveria cosmic team or whatever. Scientists, I don't know.
Some bullshit.
But, yeah, it's just all that. But if you look at it, he only has one figure that's a standard size character on his team.
Mole Man. What?
And look who else is on there, man. Onslaught, right?
Onslaught. We got
Yep, other ways, yep.
2 Carnages with the maximum Carnage ATA. Love it.
Huge.
And 3 Wendigos.
3 Wendigos and 1 Surtur. Right? And then you go down. So he has other stuff. Yeah. So he has the gas canister to break on. So that's the Emilio tech, right?
Yeah.
You break it on Surtur and you retail with Surtur so they don't get any nothing. And he has the Macron crystal. And the genius part for me is the Reign of Terror. He paid the 5 points for the Reign of Terror so that Mole Man can re-roll his leadership. Because Mole Man, when he rolls leadership, he makes two dudes, right? And because he can re-roll every turn, like almost every other turn, he's making 2 guys. And you have to fight those Moloids because you know what happens if you don't fight the Moloids? The Wendigos are going to come in and they're going to land next to the Moloids and they're going to exploit for 5.
With the Empower.
Right? And that's not even counting if like he makes more. But more so, what he can do and this is really huge if there's 2 things you could do with this team. If you win map. He's +8, so it's a pretty solid. Onslaught moves up onto the Macron crystal, right? And if he wants, he can free TK your object away from you. Because as long as it's not a relic, right?
Yeah.
So if you're gonna be, for example, if you're gonna go against the Immortal Hulk team and you win map, you're just gonna TK away the pin particles. That makes Immortal Hulk much worse. You can take away a ring, take whatever. Or if he gets leadership with Mole Man, the Moloids can just run over there and pick up the objects.
Yeah, because he gets to place them so close to himself, right?
Yeah, it's 5 squares, but then they move 7 and they sidestep 2. So that's 9.
12.
But they carry, okay? So you move 7, you put the guy in front, you sidestep with the front guy 2, dropping the other guy, and then you sidestep 2 with the other guy. So you're moving it's almost like 18 squares. It's something stupid.
Yeah, it's
really
I know the trick.
Yeah. So what happens is if you're playing lights, he'll just run and pick them up and just hold them. Because if you hit them, guess what? They're retelling.
Starters coming.
Yeah, or Carnage, whoever, right? The other thing is if you're playing a relic, they just stand on top of your relic. How are you gonna roll to pick it up? They're on it. You have to kill them. Oh well, here comes a retail. And you know what's awesome if you don't get this, if you forget what's happening, the maximum Carnage ATA on a retail with Carnage with Moloids next to him is like a massive amounts of damage. Let's take a look at what the Carnage ATA is real quick, because he can really, really mess up teams with a 14 points now if you're paying the 4 points. And then you're still getting a symbiote.
Oh, you know what? I don't think Clicks Nexus has
ATAs.
No,
you have to go to Realms. Oops, sorry.
Eek.
Oh well, that's something he's gonna have to.
If you're gonna be in Bronze, gotta have them ATAs.
Yeah, that's true.
Alrighty, let's share this screen. This is like my first ATA I ever used, so it holds a special place in my heart.
This is an awesome one. Yeah, here we go.
When a single opposing character takes damage from an attack by a character using this team ability, after actions resolve, choose another opposing character adjacent to the first. The other character is dealt damage equal to the amount of damage taken. You got to make sure you don't kill him first.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, shit. If you kill him, awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, the splash damage. So if however many clicks they take, damage taken, the character adjacent is dealt that much.
So Carnage is a 3 damage base, but if he gets the leadership and the moloids are there, he's doing 5.
Oh my god!
So even if you have invuln, you're still splashing 3, right? And then so like one guy did 6, and he makes a symbiote. Okay. Now here's another one. So Mole Man also has perplex, but he can perplex monsters anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So he can also perplex them up. Now here's the thing: if he's able to retell on whatever, right? And then there are other retaliators in the back when you retell with him, because he's also colossal. He can just shoot them.
Yeah, because he's got good range.
Right. It's a full range, but also like they're just big, so he gets an attack, which also means he can trigger the maximum carnage again. So like for like one action with him, you can, with one costed action, you retell on a guy, splash on another, sidestep, shoot the back row Groot or whatever, and then you splash onto them. And then you still made a symbiote that can still attack the guy that you retailed on. What the dude? So, and if he dies, that's only 14 points. And then,
that's a lot of.
And then Carnage number 2 comes and does the same thing.
Fuck.
And also, what's cool about what they can do, just note that the splash damage will not give a wounded token. All right, just that's very important to note, because wound tokens are only from attacks.
Got it.
So the splash damage is not an attack; it's
like an
afterwards.
Effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But whatever, you hit the first guy and he has a wound token, then guess what? Wendigos are coming, and he's got 3 of them. So they're coming in, hit, sidestep, hit. The other one comes, hit, sidestep, hit. Oh, by the way, remember the 2 moloids I was talking about? They're going to do like 4 or 5 damage each.
With all the enhanced.
Yeah, dude, you're going to be cutting through them like so fast, and they're going to be healing. Right? And let's say you miss a bunch. Fine. Here comes Black Vulcan, or here comes Samurai, or here comes whoever. Most likely Black Vulcan. But let's say you hit. You know why he picks the Latveria map? And this is huge. That Latveria map, because most of the guys are in the starting zone unelevated. If you hit 3 times, you call in Brainiac, and then now you can ping them because they're unelevated.
Oh jeez.
See?
Yeah.
So there's like so many things you could do with the team. This has so much. And I didn't even mention all the shenanigans you could do with Onslaught. Like he can just do stuff. You can do all kinds of stuff. Like he can mind control them and hit each other.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? He can TK your stuff. He can TK your guy to the Wendigo who's waiting in the back, and then they hit him. You know, like there's like a ton of things.
Tech.
So that is that I think a team like that, like a retail centric team, and being monster specific seems to be the most popular, because besides Carnage and also besides like Wendigo, Carnage, there's still like you have Surtur, you have Groot, and you have Doppelganger, you have Sky Tyrant, you have, I believe you have, is Scarab a monster?
Yes.
So, and Mole Man, right? So you have all of these, and also if you wanted to go that route where you want to play a different, let's say you want to play a different monster.
Commissioner is also another one, right?
But let's say you want to play a different version where you don't play that Mole Man. You could play the 50-point Mole Man, right? That does the
free move.
The free move, which means if you play those Wendigos, they can, if they have a wound, they can just attack. Right?
Yeah, you can proc him again.
Yeah, but more importantly, you can play Mini Shredder, and you can he can trigger him 3 times.
Oh, jeez.
Right. So, and that's just, that's just that way. Like there's so many different ways to go, but that's why the monsters are, I think, for at least Bronze Limited. I don't know what your guys is. I guess you could talk about what didn't Jesse play a limited?
Yeah.
You want to look at that team because I think that was a good team too. But it
Yeah, I
wasn't it
can
like
pull
a
that
Doom
up.
team.
It was a Wonder Woman team, if I remember correctly.
Okay, he didn't throw Latveria on there.
I don't believe so. It's pulling up right now.
You have it on your page, right?
Here we go. Yeah, it was the Spider-Man family.
Okay, then that's what it was.
All right. So he had 75-point shifting focus Wonder Woman. He started on 001.
Because
He
she's
has-
a soldier or something? She's probably a soldier, right?
Probably soldier. Yeah, Spider-Man
Definitely
Spider-Man
not a celebrity.
1776.
Yeah.
Green Lantern, the SR. Flash Thompson. Gwen Stacy to get rid of the shape change super senses.
Yep, there you go.
Giganta with the Secret 6 ATA. Double Marvellas and the Latverian Village bonus.
What's the Secret 6 do?
It's when the character dies, they splash damage onto someone else, I believe. It's whenever a character using these two abilities KO'd, you may roll a d6 and subtract 2, minimum
Nice.
1.
That's pretty cool.
Deal that much damage, divided as you choose among any number of opposing characters adjacent to the square the KO'd character occupied.
Dude, you know what? That's
For
genius.
3 points.
That was genius.
Yeah.
Go back to the thing. That's so genius. Because he can suicide his guys because Gwen, Flash, and Marvella all have the team ability. Or Flash doesn't. But like they would if they're not gonna copy the Wonder Woman ATA.
Yeah.
Because like 1776 just has traded senses, right?
Yeah.
So he would get if he copies the Wonder Woman team ability, he'll just have a 4 through 6 super senses. Gwen Stacy copies the Wonder Woman team ability, she'll have 4 through 6. But if you want to be like, you know what, or let's say whatever, some stuff goes down, you can just copy the Secret 6 ATA with all your Spider Family guys, and now they got to be worried about hitting because like it's just free damage, right?
I do believe with Gwen Stacy it wouldn't work because she has the
no,
secret identity.
It's a May.
Okay, yeah.
So you can choose. You don't have to. You can, but you don't have to.
Got it.
So if there's something that's really annoying, you could do that. I mean, but either way, like let's say Ghost Spider comes, you just copy it with her, so it's the same thing, right? And same with Flash Thompson, because when he dies, Agent Venom comes and he's a wild card. So you just do that. I think that's really funny. That's really good. That's cool. I like that it's a retail team, but only not retail.
Yeah.
It's like only one retail. That's pretty cool though.
The shifting focus Wonder
doing a
Womans
lot
are
of
so
stuff
annoying.
You know, I was telling one of the guys here, like Jesse our Jesse that comes here. The teams that give tokens, like the token, things like that, I don't think is that strong because of the new willpower rules.
Yes.
If you have Wonder Woman and she just encapsulates your whole team and your whole team is comprised, let's say the monster team, they're all
big.
They're all big. And it's a 3 through 6. You almost did nothing.
Someone's gonna clear.
Yeah, that's right. Also, I think there's something that's very important to note too. Look up Battle Fury on the thing, right? And read that out because it matters for non in-cap effects that give you tokens.
This character can't make range attacks, can't be given range actions, can't be carried, can't be given action tokens by opposing effects.
There you go. That because remember the old Battle Fury it had protected in cap, right?
Yes.
It had protect, incap, mind control. Well, they just took it all out and they just blanketed it by saying you can't be given action tokens by opposing effects. That's really big because there are other effects out there that give you tokens that aren't incap.
Yeah, like being walkthrough or just
Here's one. There's two. Number one, Dark Phoenix.
Yes.
Her effect gives you tokens. Nope. And number two, which is actually really relevant because there's more and more traction on this piece. Firstborn. Firstborn at the end of the turn, at the end of his turn, at the end of your turn, you token everybody next to you. You can't get tokens. Right? So if you have Battle Fury, sorry. Like if somebody just has the gas canister on them, you cannot incap them. You actually have to punch them now.
Can't touch this.
Yeah. Of course, I know that what he's doing right with the Wonder Woman, isn't he there to trigger the Giganta?
Yes.
Can you bring up Giganta real quick? I just want to see because I know she's a really good because she's a retaliator, but on your turn, right?
Yeah. Pulling it up. 30 points. Share the screen. So power, if no other friendly character has been placed this turn, choose an opposing character that attacked Giganta or damaged another friendly sir. Oh, I think that's the wrong one. I need the B. There we go.
Yeah.
Choose an opposing character that attacked a friendly character, didn't have to damage them, just attacked, or that was attacked by a friendly character named Wonder Woman since your last turn.
I was attacked by a friendly character named Wonder Woman. Should make a close attack. Is this isn't the is this the prime one? No, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then let me see the quick gun down there.
When Giganta uses it, targeting two or more characters, she deals her printed damage value to each hit character, and after resolutions, gives each hit character an action token.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what he's doing with that, right? Is hitting with the free incap, and then she retells.
Yeah.
Targeting 2+ characters, your printed damage value to hit character, and after the chosen given. Yeah. I'm wondering if so she'd still be able to quake like multiple people with the retail, right?
Yes. Because place such that she can make a close attack targeting the chosen character.
The chosen character. I guess not. I guess it's not only that character. I guess you can just do that. Yeah. So with Giant Reach 2, she can do her printed damage of 3 to everyone.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good for 25 points. What's her attack? 10, 11?
10.
So we just pump it up. Yeah, that's pretty good. I feel like though that were people just falling for this? I feel like this is such a
so the rare Wonder Woman, I believe, gives you -1 for each token you have.
No, but I'm not like were people
it's just hard to
avoid
because he had the Green Lantern to go in and navigate wherever he needs to.
No. Like if I'm playing this, you're never able to quake my more than like 2 people. Because I can easily place where you can't. That's what I'm saying. Were people falling for were they were they just bunching up together and just like getting bent over?
There was one tent pole that just got locked down, which was the dark side. And then in the finals he played a double flash team that kind of functioned the same way. And it was he just hit him first. Like they were kind of positioning.
What I'm saying is like when she retells, you know that when she retells, she's gonna hit like a bunch of people.
You know it's coming, yeah.
So you just present like one target or 2, and then make sure that you have the other guys do whatever. Because if she's just hitting you from that thing, you're just dead. Because that's like free damage, right?
Just split up your team.
Yeah, that's what I always. But you know what though, People fall for it all the time, man.
Fire Lord test.
No, what would you call it? What did you call? Yeah, Fire
Lord
What do you
test.
call it? Yes, right. Who would be dumb enough to bunch their guys together?
Because
For,
Fire Lord gets +1 for each adjacent character or
That's
something.
right.
like-
Yeah. And you know what's weird is like how many times people fall for the most simplistic things that you know that's happening. They just fall for it no matter what. I see it all the time when I'm playing here, and like this brings up I think a greater point to playing better, correctly, whatever, is if you don't you know the saying is if I can explain it to you, but I can't make you understand, right?
Yes.
Basically, that's like there's no reason to even talk about it because they're not going to get it. Then you're just like talking to the wind wall. So that's like the Phylar intelligence test, or the Thunderbolt Ross intelligence test. Oh my god. So I mean, like, yeah, come on, man. If you don't understand, if you don't understand the concept of what it is someone's trying to explain to you, then it doesn't matter what that person's going to say because you're just never going to see it, never going to understand it, never going to whatever. So it's almost not worth even mentioning anything because it's just a waste of breath. And also, it's one of those moments where you kind of want to go. This is just anyone and anything. It just in life, but like in gaming, when you're trying to explain why you don't do something, and you have to like explain it to them, and they give you the look like they don't know what the hell you just said. So just like, why just waste my time? Because they're not going to get it. You can try to explain it, but if they don't understand the core concept of what it is you're trying to say, then there's no reason, right?
Yeah.
At that point, once you identify that with whatever, don't even say anything. And to be as like blunt as possible, it's one of those bless your heart moments. You just let them do what you want to do. You know what I mean? Because if you're not going to stand, if you're not going to understand the concept of don't get fucking retaliated, but you're still going to get retaliated because whatever, like if you don't understand the concept of why you shouldn't get it or whatever, then just at that point, just let them do it. They're either going to learn that, oh, that was not a good move, or they're just going to keep getting it over and over, that they're just going to like just quit or whatever, right? Because it's like, but trying to explain it to someone who doesn't get it, like that's like one of the biggest frustrations that I see when I'm playing against someone, and the Fire Lord test. Like if I need to explain to you why you shouldn't be next to each other with Fire Lord, now you might have a really good reason why they need to be there, but if the alternative is your team is dead, then your reason was wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
I really wanted to do this. No.
Yeah.
No.
But like, oh yeah, that's cool. You could do that. That's why you need to be. Yeah, but like you just lost half your team. Now, was it still worth it? You know what I mean? And the little things like that, like, why you shouldn't, like one of the ones, most people that I explain it to get it here because they've been like ingrained why, and that is what's good is that like other players will tell players so that they can all help each other, which is cool. But when you use your perplex, let's say you have two attackers. You can have two attackers. You have one perplex. Do you perplex one of the attackers attack up, or do you perplex the defender's defense down?
Down.
Right? That's a very, very, to me, a basic skill you should master in Heroclix. I was able to explain it to a new player here, but he used to play other games, so he picked it up like that. So he understood. Like, what's good was when I explained it to him, he didn't even let me finish. He was like, "Oh yeah, I get it. Oh yeah, I get it. Duh." Like, then I'm like, "Good. Now I can explain other things because he'll get it." Because what he did was he had put he was basically going to go two attacks on a guy. But if he hits, he only needs to hit once to kill him. But he has two attacks just in case. Because he thought he was going to hit him, he perplexed the one guy's attack up. and he just hit him. Well, guess what? He missed.
Yeah.
He probbed it and missed. So now he attacked with the other guy, and he missed by 1.
Oh, that's rough.
And then so I go, so afterwards, so like after a little, it's like, hold on, let me, like, this is a teaching moment. Let me tell you why. And I explained to him why you perplex. I was like, look, remember this, because I'm, oh, this is perfect time to show, because they were testing. So I had to like, hey, let me help you real quick.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you perplexed his defense down by 1, it's the same roll that you need to hit with the guy's perplex up. So instead of an 11 on 17, it's a 10 on 16. You still need a 6 both ways. However, if you missed that, the second guy who attacks doesn't have to go on a 17 anymore. It's still a 16 because you did him. So in a sense, you got a 2 on your perplex, provided you miss with the first one. Or even if you needed 2 attacks to hit him, to kill him, just perplexing down is fine, because then it's like getting double perplexed because the next guy hits it's on -1. So, but when I explained it to him and he picked it up like that, and so like, okay, cool, then he understood. Of course, there are like exceptions why you don't do that here and there, but whatever.
It's a general rule of thumb.
It's like, why would you do that? Like, you're getting a 2 for 1, right? You're getting essentially 2 perplexes as opposed to 1, because the next attacker now gets it on them too. So there's like little things like that when I see, and if they understand it, if I understand that basic, then fine, I'll help. But if, like, let's say I watch someone and I bring it up and they just like kind of like nod their head like, okay, whatever, then I'm not even gonna like
bother next time.
Then I know now that, like, okay, just let him do whatever, because he's not gonna get it. So they're either gonna, it's like one of those sink or swim moments. Like, you're either gonna pick it up or you don't. And that's a very basic one. So, like, I mean, the more high level concepts of tempo and things like that, if you don't get it, then it's just not. So I wonder what the metagame will look like going forward, if there's going to be a lot of like breaking, blocking stuff, or stuff that just removes things from the way. Like, I could have sworn there was a piece that when they make a barrier, they remove opposing barriers when they put it next
Richter.
to it. Is that what he does? So, but that was for modern. But for bronze, like limited, I think there's three types of teams. I think I mentioned it's the tent pole, where you load up with split lip or E-tree, whatever.
Yeah.
The multi-faceted theme teams where you're retelling and just like a bunch of guys, or an alpha strike team, where the alpha strike team isn't quite theme because you need to play all the guys, but you're going to be playing guys like Sam Cap, Overdrive, Tilly, whatever, Lila Cheney, and the Atom Micron, things that can like attack after they move. Yeah. So I think those are the three
archetypes.
And from there you can go a bunch of different routes from there, because the tent poles are way different. Like, I've always found myself, it's like split lip with 3 objects and then a big dude.
Yeah. Or all you need.
Or it's split lip, Thule, and 3 objects and then a dude. So you're playing, like 50 or 60, like, I don't know, 60 points on objects, something like that. And then you have your big guy, and then you go from there.
Yeah, as long as you get more points in your split lip and your E-tree, you're good to go.
Right? Or you have a taxi that moves far, that can carry a bunch of people, and then choose who the guys that can attack after they were carried or moved or whatever. And then the retail, I believe the retail type teams and those theme teams, I think we've always had those, right?
Yeah.
We've had those for a while now.
Yeah, it's kind of like like Jesse won a big 1K with it, like the
exactly
retail
like
team.
that, yeah. I mean,
and
his
like
team,
there's other similar teams like that before.
Yeah. You know what's crazy about his team that you showed me? It's that's like a hybrid of an Alpha Strike and a retail.
Yeah.
Because it does have a lot of guys for the retail thing, but it also has the carry multi guys with the retail. Alpha Strike, right? Because the Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
It's essentially that, right? Because like you move in cap and then retail, so it's kind of like that. There is a fourth archetype, but I don't know where this would fall. It's the Shredders.
And no
Because
one's
it's none of them. It's not a tentpole. It's not Alpha Strike, and it's not a multi retail team.
it's like a 2-man army.
Yeah. Or if you want to get crazy, you play 3. Would you ever play 3?
You need
How does that
that
team
extra
even
protection.
Look? How does that team even look? Right,
Uh,
because it's 90, 90, and 85. So 15 plus
270-ish.
20, 35. So it's 265.
Yeah.
It's 265, and then you play overdrive. Let's go. That's it. Let's go.
Just run over everyone.
We just do it. Is that really what it is going to be? Is it going to be three shredders and overdrive? Or can we pick a Shredder's Elite or Foot Clan that can carry everyone? Right? Or I don't know, dude. I don't even know.
I don't think there's any Foot Elite taxis.
Yeah, right. Because you want to stay themed.
Stay theme.
You know how you
I know.
can do it though. It kind of sucks if you do it like this. But you don't move that far. Is you have to play Parademon. The 10-point Parademons. I think they're 10, right? Yeah, they're 10-point Parademons from the Justice League strategy game.
Oh shit.
They're 10 points each, and they're bystanders.
Oh, nice.
So you can play 3 of them to carry all 3, and you're still themed. Which means you have 5 points left for whatever. I don't know, dude. I mean, I think that'd be hilarious.
It's a stretch.
I think that's funny, dude. But
I'll stick with my warrior theme team.
I know, right? Oh, dude. Wait, are they all warriors?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's why I play.
get me a warrior.
Black
Okay,
Leopard.
find me a warrior. No, find me a warrior that flies or carries. Because the 6 aren't the whatever. Claw Shredders are also warrior.
I don't
Here,
know.
dude. If he is,
Shiva.
oh,
Yep, warrior.
no, Claw's a warrior.
Claw's a warrior.
So we just got to find a 35-point flyer, and then or a 25-point flyer that. Oh my god, that's a warrior, dude. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna play those 3 shredders, man.
We almost played them with the Millennium Puzzle.
Oh my god. Oh, yeah, I wanted to do that because it gives them all the things that they need.
How many points for a warrior?
35 points.
Nah. Ooh. No, Hayabusa Knight does not fly.
Dude. Wait,
there's no flyers.
God, dude, is there a warrior that's a retaliator?
Yeah, Frost Giant.
Done. One of them can carry. Oh Lord. What?
Oh, Hot Girl. There you go. 30 points flies.
Oh, she
Charge
carries
Flurry.
Okay, so she carries. Oh, she has Charge Flurry too?
Yeah, the 30-point JLU one.
Dude, you know what else might work is if you have a 20-point. A 20-point. Oh no, it could work. Hold on. Space Gem. So a warrior, dude. It could just go on to one of the shredders anyway.
Nice. Gorilla Knight. There you go.
Oh my god, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make this team. Cause, oh my god, the non-attacking team.
Oh god, the trolls.
Oh my god, really? Is this Is this what we've come to? Cause like you can put it on Clone Shredder, or you could put it on Claw.
The Space Jam.
Because it gives +1 move, I believe, right?
+2 or 1? Probably just +1.
But it's phasing too, which is nice. I think that's hilarious. I would definitely
Modify speed +1. Passenger 2.
Are we doing it? We're doing it. You're right, dude. Frost Giant. Damn.
Yeah, because when I played in Zach's event, I got Warriors and Supreme Intelligence. So I to fill out my team, it was Ion and Supreme Intelligence on Clone Shredder, and then Mini, and then it was Black Leopard, and then the Frost Giant.
That's
Plus 4.
funny, dude, that's fine. I'm pretty sure I can look at a Wonder Woman set and find a warrior for me, right?
Yeah, there's a bunch.
You said Minotaur?
Yeah, the Minotaur, Gorilla Knight, they're all warriors.
Dude.
The Amazons.
Dude.
Amazon of Band of Big Dog.
Oh my god. Or 25. Oh man.
I feel like one of them had Empower. Didn't one of them?
Oh
No.
my god.
I
Really?
think I'm tripping.
That would be gross, dude.
Allied has enhancement.
Dude, but you're right though. The Hawk Girl's a good one. It's just too bad she can't carry multiple people.
Yeah.
Is there what's the this? Oh no, none of them have them then. Because I was gonna say the starter set from the Wonder Woman. I guess not. Shit, Sky Tyrant's a warrior. Jesus, how crazy are we
Yeah,
getting?
he is.
Wait a minute. So that means he can full charge, right?
Mm-hmm.
He can carry a shredder with him that has Empower.
Mini.
Yeah, I guess we're looking at Ferdinand here, or Minotaur, right? Minotaur, or is it Ferdinand?
So you got
Ferdinand's 30. No, it's got to be Minotaur, dude. It's got to be Minotaur. Or no.
Oh,
Yeah,
Samurai Flies.
Gorilla
30
Knight.
points.
No, but we need it needs to be a guy that we can put the Space Gem on, so that we can carry 2 people, right?
30-point Hawkman from JW. Joker's Wild.
He carries 2 people.
If you give him the Space Gem.
No, but he already flies, so he can just carry 2 people, right?
Just one.
No, but like I'm sorry, he can carry 1. So like the Space Gem doesn't give him 3, correct? It's just 2. It doesn't like add. That's interesting. Because then there's 5 points left over, so the other one can get like in Poison Ring or something. Remaker. Dude, am I doing this? Am I doing it?
Do it. You gotta win the next event with this.
That's hilarious. Also, you're right, dude. The Gorilla Knight has toughness too with 18. That's not nothing.
They were fun when I played them.
That's a long move, man. Okay, so that's but so you have your winner map this week.
No, I haven't scheduled it yet. I have
okay.
the event scheduled out for this week. I'll probably do it in like 2 weeks, give them time to prep a little more.
Yeah, and then we're gonna do ours at some point. Hopefully when the freaking Rise and Fall set comes. But when we do ours, we're also gonna do Modern at some point. But it's got to be when the set comes out, you know. That sucks that it's not, you know.
It's got it. This is the furthest delay I've seen since I started doing clicks.
Yeah. Oh my god, this is has it been though? Like when we had
We're
remember
almost
the one
over a month.
What was the one from last year? Remember it didn't come out until like February or whatever there was a set that last year that got delayed from like November all the way to like January.
Not Captain America.
What was the one right before that?
Captain America 2020. 2021 was House of X. And then there was Future Foundation.
There was one where there you go. There it is. It's House of X.
Oh, House of X.
Look, House of X came out 1/6/21.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man came out first week of September.
Okay, so that was supposed to be like the November to December set.
That's 4 months, dude.
Okay.
The set was supposed to come out in November.
Okay.
Like late November, right? And then it got pushed to January. Because remember, like right after that, we had like another set where like, wait a minute, we just had that's what it was, right? Because House of X was January, and then February.
Yeah, then less than a month and a half later.
Yeah.
Future Foundation got dropped.
Was it that one? Or no, maybe it was. No, I'm talking about last year, not this year. It's got to be last year's.
Yeah,
Oh, there it is. There it is.
House of X.
No. This is the one. I think it's Cap. It's Cap. Or is it Cap? Maybe it's House of X. Yeah, I think you're right. It might be because that's right. Because that's 4 months.
Yeah.
9/9 to 1/6.
I think it was supposed to be December or
like
October,
first week. It was like supposed to be like no. Remember,
November.
it was supposed to be December 7.
Okay, so it got pushed back a month.
But I remember it was supposed to come out before Christmas. Remember?
Yeah, and we're all hyped. We're all excited that they had did a Christmas set. So I know we were talking about that.
But no, there was one before that. There was one longer than that, and I see it right here. This is it right here. This is it. It was. I knew it. It's 2019 to 2020. This is the one. Because the last major set that came out was X-Men animated on 9/25.
Yeah.
And then the next set that came out was Captain America 2/5.
Thought that was supposed to come out in 2/5.
No, it wasn't supposed. It was supposed to be before.
Okay.
They pushed it back because there was no release in between. It was WWE, Orville, and Battle whatever. Whatever the hell. Deep cuts.
Yeah.
But like between 5-figure sets, it was not supposed to be that long. Usually five. If you look at all of them, all the 5-figure sets are within 3 months of each other.
Yeah.
Because they're normally supposed to release quarterly, right? So quarterly, every 3 months. That's 4. Because there's 4 sets a year. If you look at that one, look how far that one is.
Yeah, it was very far.
So long. So yeah, they just like pushed it back, and that's like pretty bad, right? Because there was no real release during Christmas. And not only that, but like by the time Christmas rolled around, like X-Men animated had been out already for like 2 months, 3 months, had been for 3 months. So then people didn't care anymore. So, that's just bad on their part, but whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah, they said expect delays in the future.
Yeah, that's just their way of just like kind of protecting themselves, but
makes sense.
Okay, so I think that's, I don't know, is there anything else? Because
that's it, man.
Because next time we'll talk about the Clicks Cup.
Yeah. Good luck to all those going.
Yeah. Modern. Cool. So I guess that's it. I guess until go ahead. I still don't know what my.
So next time, don't forget to practice rolling your dice, guys. Take it easy.
See ya.
Shake it, Cali.